The most precious thing for anyone is the people they love. They're part of the Egypt that we dream of, and the reason for all this sacrifice. Bloody Friday was over, and it was Saturday. Mubarak was still here, but so were the protests, and we began to taste freedom. We went out to stock up on food and water. There is no sign of any security men anywhere, and ATMs had been smashed. With banks closed and ATMs out of order, we pooled all the cash we had at home. Priority was for my parents' life-saving medicine. The supermarket was like a beehive. People were sweeping everything and anything in sight. Food, water, toilet paper. When we got home, Dad's friend called to say that thugs were descending on posh residential areas to try and terrorize the residents. We live on the first floor, so we nailed shut all our windows. No one knew what could happen. Families reached for whatever weapon they could find. Some had licensed gun and others reached for broomsticks, knives, lead pipes. Ayman's shift started at 6, as soon as a curfew began, and lasted till 4 o'clock in the morning. I handed Ayman a Yemeni dagger I had bought in 2006, when I covered the presidential elections. In the first night, they caught and beat 2 thugs and handed them over to the nearest military police. By withdrawing security forces and releasing prisoners and thugs to terrorize the residents, Mubarak brought the war to every house in Egypt. What dialogue was Suleiman talking about? It's not a reform process, it's a revolution. Today, it was 1 million people. Tomorrow, who knows how many? Mubarak's statement was rejected by those in Tahrir. I have never figured out what was so emotional about Mubarak's statement. All I saw was a stubborn, controlling man willing to sacrifice his entire people for the sake of clinging to power. And suddenly, we were transported back to the Stone Age. I couldn't believe my eyes. As soon as the internet was back on, I logged on to Facebook and Twitter. Everyone wanted to see what the world was saying about Egypt. And for the first time, we spoke to each other. Everything was black or white. You were either for the revolution or against it. And like everyone else, I rolled up my sleeves and entered the debates. At first, I tried to hold back my emotions. When I heard gunshots and screams in our street, and I tried to reach Ayman who was outside, but I couldn't, I lost it. Ayman later told me that it was a man with an AK-47, but he escaped. The worst thing in the world is when people start turning against each other. I went to bed choked up and frustrated. I wondered how much longer can we hold out?